Four friends decide to explore a haunted mansion, and we will get to know what happens next. This is the story of an Indian movie called Demonte Colony, a unique horror film. At the start of the movie, we meet Raghav, Sajith, Vimal, and Srini. They are facing financial struggles in their lives. Raghav is a storyteller who adapts foreign horror stories into their own language. Sajith works as an electrician, Vimal is a photo editor, and Srini earns money by spending time with wealthy women. One day, the four friends go to a bar and have drinks. After drinking, Raghav shares an intriguing story about a mansion called Demonte Colony, which is nearby. He suggests that they explore the mansion. When all four friends enter the mansion, Sajith hesitates because he's terrified of ghosts. However, his friends convince him, and they all go inside. The mansion is very old and spooky. Vimal tries to scare Sajith even more, but eventually, all three friends leave Sajith in one place while they explore another area. While exploring, the friends encounter some eerie occurrences, and they feel a negative energy in the place. Eventually, all four friends try to leave the mansion. The next day, casually, they visit an astrologer. He claims he can read their futures and takes the fingerprints of Srini and Vimal, revealing accurate details about their lives. When it's Raghav's turn, the astrologer says he lacks the necessary items to take his fingerprint and suggests they return on Saturday. They also want to provide Sajith's fingerprint, but they lack the money to pay the astrologer. Without any money, they promise the astrologer that they will pay him on Saturday when they return. While Srinivas is on his way home, the astrologer calls him urgently. Despite being far from home, Srini hesitates, but eventually agrees to meet the astrologer on Saturday. However, the astrologer insists it's urgent and tries to convey something important, but poor signal disrupts the call. Srini decides to visit the astrologer. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to the four friends sitting in their small apartment at night during heavy rain. Sajith goes to sleep while the others have some beer. While they were drinking beer, Raghav begins to recount the true story of Demonte Colony. He tells that about 300 years ago, during British rule in India, there was a king named Lord John Demonte, who was a Portuguese business magnate. He owned half of Chennai and had a wife. On her birthday, he decided to gift her a special necklace, crafted by renowned goldsmiths from around the world. The necklace was exquisite and highly valuable. However, despite the grand gesture, John's wife remained perpetually sad and suffered from a severe fever. She longed to see her children who lived in Lisbon. When one of her sons traveled to India, he tragically drowned, leading to her deteriorating mental and physical health. Eventually, John decided to return to his homeland, selling off his properties in Calcutta. It took him 5 months to return to Chennai, only to find his wife in a much worse condition than when he had left for Calcutta. The doctor informs Demonte that someone forced his wife, resulting in her being 3 months pregnant. He advises an operation to save her life. Demonte, wanting to keep this news from spreading, kills the doctor and all the workers at the mansion, fearing one of them may have harmed his wife. When the gunshots are heard, villagers rush to the mansion. Demonte has killed his own workers. They attempt to set fire to the mansion. Realizing he will likely be killed by the villagers, Demonte intentionally sets the mansion ablaze, leading to his and his wife's deaths. Afterward, it's revealed that Demonte's wife's necklace is cursed. Anyone who touches it dies, and if it's removed from the mansion, it returns on its own. Many attempted to stay in the mansion, but none survived, leading people to believe it's haunted. The scene shifts back to the friends, Srini and Vimal, who initially take the story lightly. Raghav then confesses that he brought them to the mansion to retrieve the necklace, which he now shows them with plans to sell it and become wealthy. After drinking beer, they watch a Japanese horror movie on TV. Suddenly, their own footage starts playing as if it's live. The TV shows their futures. Vimal encounters a spirit in the toilet. Raghav is engulfed in flames, and Srini struggles with a door before the television signal cuts off. After witnessing their ominous futures on television, the friends become terrified. Strangely, the eyes of those destined to die turn white. Despite their efforts, they can't turn off the TV, even after unplugging it. Additionally, attempting to switch on the lights causes all the bulbs to shatter. When they call an electrician for help, he arrives promptly. However, when he rings the doorbell, they find themselves unable to open the door. After waiting for 5 to 10 minutes, they call the electrician again, asking him to fix the lights. Surprisingly, he claims to have already fixed them and demands 25 rupees for his service. After this, the three friends become very scared. Srini attempts to open the door, but it refuses to budge. No matter how hard he tries, the door remains shut, emitting a loud noise each time he exerts force. Eventually, they give up, and Srini's ears start bleeding due to the intense sound. He recalls the unsettling encounter with the astrologer and how tense the astrologer seemed when speaking to him. Srini later discovers that the astrologer had died by hanging himself. He listens to the recording of their conversation and learns that when the astrologer examined Sajith's fingerprint, he realized that Sajith had died a day earlier. This revelation leads them to realize that the fourth friend, who has been sleeping since the beginning, is already dead, and someone else is masquerading as him. After hearing this, Srini, Vimal, and Rajesh become very tense and scared. They attempt to escape through the window, but find themselves completely locked in the room. Rajesh reveals that he has a board called Ojha, which he uses for communicating with spirits in his storytelling for movies. They try to contact the spirit using the board, asking if it is a good or bad spirit. The spirit responds that it is a good spirit. Using the board, they ask the spirit various questions, which it answers with yes or no. Finally, they inquire if they can be saved, but the spirit responds negatively, stating that they are all going to die. Filled with fear, Srini tries to set fire to the board, but it bursts into flames on its own. Suddenly, Sujith awakens, heads to the fridge for water, then returns to sleep, leaving his friends staring at him fearfully from the corner of the room. As the board ignites spontaneously, only an arrow remains. It moves autonomously, pointing directly at Raghav, signaling his imminent demise. Raghav's eyes turn white as he perceives Demonte's spirit. Desperately, he tries to shout and warn Srini and Vimal, but they remain oblivious to his pleas. Raghav endeavors to communicate by writing on the television with a marker, but before he can finish, Demonte's spirit launches a sudden attack. Helplessly, Raghav is dragged into the washroom, where he meets his fate. A chilling reflection of the fate previously witnessed on the television when Vimal was killed. Now we learn that what the friends saw on TV came true, but instead of Vimal, Raghav was killed. The television showed Raghav being killed by fire, indicating that either Srini or Vimal would meet the same fate. Later, they realize that one of them will be able to leave the house after a few minutes. Srini's eyes turn white, alarming Vimal, who points it out. In a fit of anger, Srini accuses Vimal of being happy about being the survivor, leading to a physical altercation where Vimal falls and catches fire. When Raghav was dragged into the bathroom, Vimal investigates and accidentally activates a microwave, causing his phone to burn. Water on the floor conducts electricity from the microwave, resulting in Vimal's demise. Now only Srini remains. Suddenly, the room becomes freezing cold, except for the area with a photo of Jesus Christ, which remains unaffected. Srini is overcome with sadness, realizing that Vimal's death was caused by his actions. He realizes that he'll be safe if he stays in the corner where the photo of God is placed, but when he tries to move forward, his eyes turn white. Attempting to escape, Srini tries to break the window next to him. However, Sujith wakes up and calls for help. Srini remembers that Sajith is deceased and believes him to be a devil. Ignoring Sujith's pleas, Srini breaks the window and escapes the room. Outside, he approaches two people for help, but they ignore him as if they can't hear. Enraged, Srini attempts to slap one of them, but realizes he can't touch or communicate with anyone. Returning to the building, he discovers his lifeless body impaled on a rod from his failed escape attempt. He comprehends that he's already dead. As he wanders, he encounters a truck, inside of which sits Sujith, wearing the cursed necklace of Demonte. It dawns on the viewer that whoever possesses the locket is doomed. Sujith, now possessed, takes the necklace back to the mansion. The film concludes here. Hope you liked this video. If yes, please like, share, and subscribe the video. Take care.